Hello everybody, and welcome to week 3 of the first annual Mystic Quest Randomizer Shrug to Speed program. I'm Hatox, and I'm joined here in the booth with Ultima Strike. How's it going, bud?
Everything is going pretty good. How are you?
It's great day right now. It's an excellent day for racing. Um,
Oh yeah,
on the stream. Yep. On the stream tonight, I believe we have Leaf, and Mr. Galvantula, two runners who have been doing really well, and contributing a whole lot in the Discord. Uh, some other race staff we have Amalatus on tracking and Wildham on the restream.
appreciate them doing God's work and everybody coming here to see how these shruggers are actually improving because this week has definitely been a little bit harder than the previous 2 weeks. Because the previous
Yep.
2 weeks are to build up those certain skills before we start deep diving into some of the crazy stuff like overworld shuffle that we're going to see tonight.
Exactly. So we're gonna possibly have some real shrugging happening early on. We have expert logic turned on, which means that our progression is not limited by coins. They are limited by coins and crests. So if you find a crest, you can warp yourself to another part of the world. Um, Items can be found almost anywhere. We have brown box randomizing turned on, as well as original chests and NPCs in the pool. The only place they're guaranteed to find items are battlefields, and there's only 5 blue battlefields out there. Our enemies, not too bad. Anywhere between 50 and 100% with some enemizer turned on. So any enemy, any boss can have anybody's attacks.
It could be
Um,
spicy up there
it
because who
can
knows
be.
when we're gonna see those six pseudopods, your sky attacks, all the nasty stuff. Who knows?
Yeah. The one nice thing is that we do have strict formations turned on by region. So that means that in the early Foresta region, we will only be seeing Foresta type enemies. Um, when our runners finally get their go mode and they are off to Doom Castle, they will only be fighting the final four and Dark King himself. Um, our enemies, I'm sorry, not our enemies, our companions, which sometimes when they're confused are our enemies. They
Maybe
are randomized, and their locations have been shuffled. So in the 4 areas you'll normally find your companions, you might not find Tristram in Sand Temple. You might find him in Kaylee's house. And they will level up scaling with Ben. So as Ben gains levels, our companions will be whatever Ben is plus 10, along with randomized spell books. And we have seen a preview of what tonight's going to bring us. And Ultima, what do you think about these randomized spell books?
okay. My favorite part of SGL was the spell books. Let's be honest, but I like randomized spell books just in general. It helps break the whole Phoebe everywhere for one. But look at
That
this
that
spell
is
book we got here. We're looking at just just Kaylee has everything you need because compared to the others, we've got Phoebe, we've got Ruben, and we've got Tristram with some basic spells. Tristram's got a cure book, but levels don't always match up. But also, Kaylee's got herself Arrow at 16, which is amazing early game. We have Meteor at 16, and we also have White at 28. So she's going to be key to this seed tonight.
all right. And it looks like our runners are off.
Speak of the devil, we start with Kaylee, so we can just carry her all the way, if you think about it. Looks like we started with a
Well,
Thunder Rock over on Galvantula's side. So that's
yep.
a
So both
early
our
find.
runners picking up an early Thunder Rock in Ruben's house. And the vendor having heal potions for sale. 500 gold for 3 heal potions. Is that a deal for you, sir?
No, that is a scam, Hatax. We never buy those.
Right. But speaking of some early spells, we've got a meteor for sale in the Windia town, which is in our early region. I imagine that
Hello.
once our runners get some money.
Got ourselves an Excalibur over on Leaf's side. That's a very strong early game weapon to grab.
You know,
Already checking these crests, so we got Mobius everywhere at the moment from the looks of it. I don't think did anybody ever actually check the Firebird vendor's house? I think that was Mobius 2, probably. Oh my gosh, look at that. This is stacked early.
oh
We got
man,
Mega
Seed is
Grenades, we got Cupid
giving.
Locket. It is nutty. Not to mention, they could just go up and clear that battlefield right now, come back when you get ourselves that meteor spell free. But
Yep. So in Shuffled Overworld, you are guaranteed to at least have one battlefield with a gold tile, and it's going to at least give you something.
looks like we've scanned the overworld early. We got ourselves a bone dungeon up in Fireburg, a P Tower over in Aquaria area, and we got both Volcano and Ice Pyramid over in Windia. So there's no telling where we're going. It looks like we actually got ourselves a multi key out of that cave. If they can get a claw on Galvantula's side, they could easily go check real quick and see what Firebird's crest is. Because if I remember right, we have Crest Shuffle turned on.
Yes,
So
we do have Crest Shuffle turned on.
yeah,
So
those
Leaf making
crests
that
can
check
be.
now.
Oh, it's Gemini.
Okay.
They could have done that immediately, but sadly it goes to Light Temple. Oh well. Looks
Meanwhile,
like
on Mr. Galvantula's side, they've picked up the meteor spell from the town.
Oh yeah. How much gold did Galvantula grab is my question, because if they got a bunch of gold early on, I consider an early investment in the seeds. Because like at least 5 seeds will get you through whatever you need to at the moment.
There was a lot of gold actually. I saw on Leaf's side 1,200 potentially.
Oh geez, then that's you for basically every
Yep.
vendor.
Alright, so
We have you have to see a
that's an
coin
axe.
actually.
Yep,
Looks
that's
like
an
we're going back to the live forest for this.
Yep, so that's an axe in Focus Tower. So that's gonna take us back to Alive Forest, and we're probably gonna be checking some crest warps, possibly some early chests, just to see what's available to us.
It didn't look like Leaf peeked the top chest there. I don't think so. I think maybe Galvantula missed it too. I don't know. But it's basically just checking crest right now. Gemini, lead the Life Temple. Let's see what the old man got. Some seeds. That's actually not bad.
Not bad, nothing that's gonna get us out ahead. The best possible thing they could find right now is Dragon Claw. That's what I'm saying.
I hate going up the tree at times. Like Dragon Claw is nice and all, but I hate going up the darn tree, man. Also, now that I'm looking at this, they're skipping these fights right here. Honestly, I would go and just fight these skeletons. You just mega grenade them, call it a day, get some levels to get out of level 1. And we found an exit over in the back. That's actually very good early on.
That's an exit on the Alive Tree floor, and that's, I believe it was a cat claw on Galvantula's side.
So it's looking like if our warps aren't leading anywhere, and there's a sand coin.
And
Never mind.
there's our progression. The real winner would have been if one of those warps took us to Wintry Temple. With Expert Logic turned on, the Wintry Temple exit is in Logic.
Yeah, that would be fun to see. It looks like Leaf's going back to Firebird. Check that crest real quick, or maybe get some seeds. Oh geez, spend the whole 1K for that just a set for a seed. But what about the vendors? Because believe it or
Well,
not, I have been messed over.
actually, Leaf doing some real good mathing on the fly. We've already seen the Fireberg and the Windia vendor, so we only have the Aquaria vendor left, and that's only 200 gold, and that's exactly how much Leaf saved at the at the seed store.
Oh, we got a real one over here, folks. We got Vangelis and Norma home. That's what we like to see. Of course. I wonder if
All
Leaf's
right,
going to be the villain.
so Galvantula already won the race in the eyes of many of the fans back at home.
There's our Libra crest, so that opens up a lot more. Leaf doing the
Yep.
same too. So Norma's going home tonight.
You love to see it from both of our runners.
We also got a Venus shield on Galvantula's side. That paralysis resistance will come in handy.
So, one last vendor check. Galvantula kind of getting worked over by this lady here. Actually, if Galvantula just goes one tile to the right, then you could probably jump over the lady.
Yeah, and we also got a river coin. Oh, we found a ship dock. Where's my boat, Hatox? Where is it?
You know, it's actually kind of interesting. They have Thunder Rock and Megas already, so they could unlock the boat relatively early.
It'd be dangerous, but hey, give me that Aero spell, get me some levels on Bin, and that's an easy grind, actually, if you think about it. Though Big kind of does need some stuff, though, to actually survive.
Yep.
Because we're only at level 2.
Yep. The enemies on boat will be handing out lots of experience.
Not finding much over here for Resta, though. Let's see how these blue battlefields are going to give us, but of course, we don't know what these blue battlefields are going to be. They could be Aquaria, they could be Windia, they could be Firebird battlefields. And you do not like to see Windia battlefields early on.
Nope. So I do like the safety save that both our runners are taking before heading into these battlefields sight unseen.
And Galvantula taking the defense strat over on their side in case they get a unexpected attack. Because I have done unexpected attacks on some of these battlefields with Aquaria. I think it was with double Scorpions, especially when you're low level right here. You can just get bashed for free.
Galvantula also saving some frames. By putting Kaylee on defense, you don't need to specify what enemy they're attacking.
Also got ourselves a Wake Water, so that could probably open up Aquaria a little bit. Wasn't there aside from the NPC chest, wasn't there actually a red chest behind Wake Water somewhere? Or am I forgetting?
Maybe. That would require me to have more RAM installed in my head than I do right now.
Yeah, I don't think there's enough RAM to fit this whole game in our heads either, Attacks.
Yeah, but that is a Sun coin, so we do have full world map access between the 3 coins, 2 crests, and a Wake Water. We can walk anywhere we want to.
In my opinion, I think I would go straight to the Fireberg area and check out that bone dungeon, because Kaylee, she can sweep that pretty well, because a lot of the enemies, namely Volcano and outside of Mines, are actually weak to air, surprisingly. So, and not to mention, Kaylee is currently 17 on Galvantula's side. We already 16 on Leaf's side, so they can easily head that way and just spam arrow, especially with the seeds that Leaf has.
I don't remember Galvantula taking a moment to go to the seed store, so
Yeah, that's the downside, but oh well. Oh, that is a mean squid right there.
Squid putting in some work here.
Yeah,
And
don't want to get slapped.
what is the reward for the squid for this battlefield?
Uh, Blizzard. Not going to help out much, but I would actually think about maybe taking a couple of these other battlefields. Oh, going to Volcano, that could be a hot spot. We're already seeing red chests there too, because Volcano's a quick check, especially with exit. The only downside is having to either go up Medusa side first, and then going back and then up the summit side, which can be a bit time consuming.
Honestly, I'd probably just do the scout, and if I didn't see anything worth going into the back for, which now we're seeing a red chest in the back, so we're gonna go get it. This might be on my list of skips because I've got a whole lot of things to do.
Yeah, I would still honestly run over to Bone Dungeon, but hey, we got all our crests in a row right now, so everything is available to us. We can go anywhere we want. Find our sky coin up on the summit too, so we just need to find that cap. And then we just then need like a damage source for Bim, Flare, or White, and then sit on the DK.
Oh, see, this is why better players run this game than me, because I would have skipped that sky coin, and it would be really unfortunate.
Yeah, you never know what you're gonna find. Even I'm surprised sometimes, to be fair. There's even a red chest behind Medusa, and we find our flare over on the bypass there. That's gonna set Bim for in-game. Now we just gotta find that cap along with maybe a few armor pieces. So even with this setup, you could probably tank DK just fine, provided he doesn't throw status your way.
This volcano is absolutely ridiculous.
Stack volcanoes are great. Just like stack ice cave is. I still remember. Anyway, looks like we're cleaning up Aquaria here. Are we gonna pay a visit to Mega Man? No. Actually, we can pay a visit. Oh, what was in the back there that we've got? Because I'm not sure if Galvantula went that way.
I don't know. Galvantula was like changing screens pretty quickly there, so all I got was the mask. Not that we're gonna need that.
Yeah, that's in my opinion. But maybe there was nothing behind Wakewater in the back. We'll probably see, but depends. Even then, we don't have a VS key, so it's eh. I would seriously run straight to Fireberg and deal with that Bone Dungeon, because Bone Dungeon is one of the fastest major dungeons in the game, in my opinion.
I mean, it is about as fast in go mode as it is out of it. There's not a whole lot of out of the way checks.
Yeah. Not to mention we already have Flare. But we could also do Ice Pyramid here, because Kaylee has Meteor on deck to deal with stuff. But we're already going to go ahead and open up this place while at least taking the Walk of Shame down the bridge, sadly. Oh my god, Spencer, what are you doing with his cap? You aren't the captain.
That's it. No, we still need a Dragon Claw.
Yeah, we do need that Dragon Claw to get somewhere. Because we don't have the back door open. So it's probably going to be in one of these blue battlefields, I imagine. If not, we can go check Bone Dungeon. But right now, it really looks like Galvantula's got a pretty sizable lead on Leaf. with checks. Not to mention that Leaf also has the level lead, but that can be cut down if he gets luck. If Galvantula gets lucky on these checks, because again, even using Flare at this level with the and getting some seeds to go, you'll be just fine set for the game. That's all Galvantula has to do is take a trip back to Firebird.
You know, I don't mind this run. You know, now that I'm thinking about it, this path down to the Windia region with Ice Pyramid and Lava Dome, which are the two most check dense places. Galvantula is literally possibly on a go mode path, right? You blow the mountain and release the ship. You have
Yep.
Lava Dome and Ice Pyramid to check in order. You're only looking for Dragon Claw, so you know that certain places are out, right? Pazuzu's tower is out because you need a Dragon Claw
Yeah.
just to get past the 7th floor. A live tree, a giant tree is out. We've already mapped the floor anyway. Mountain Gale, anything past the first check is out. So this is some good pathing right here.
I agree. It was some really good pathing, but we're getting into a fight with Crab. Let me ask him a few questions real quick before he gets chopped down.
It's a rather durable crab right there.
Yeah, probably rolled 100%, I imagine, because usually he just goes down. But that crit, man. Normal bombs. Thanks, Crab. Mr. Krabs. You're gonna have to think about it. And it looks like we're going to Lava Dome first. My opinion is that while we have all our density here, how many blue battlefields have we gone through? Because I feel like we've gone through at least 4 now.
We've gone through all of the ones that haven't been in the Firebird region.
Yeah. I feel like paying a trip to Firebird, because the thing is, at this point, considering that Battlefields is prioritized, you want to actually wipe the floor with those Battlefields quickly. That way you can get Dragon Claw and make your way to boat and start farming. Also, getting the triple ninjas here is really nice, provided we don't get dunked on, like we just did on Galvantula's side.
I have some concerns now. I don't think Galvantula has he may not have the seeds.
I mean, he probably doesn't, because he didn't pay a visit to the Sea Merchant. But we should be able to wrap it up, provided they don't do 6 pseudopods or whatever. Because honestly, I think the idea for that formation at this level is have Kaylee cast Aero on one ninja, flare the rest, in my opinion. But looking at that seat count,
reset out of that the Winter Cave puzzle.
Also, I'm seeing for both runners here, we have the 3-piece. Ooh.
Oh, that's savable. There you go.
Yep. Yeah, we're seeing the 3-piece, because I usually do the 2-piece, because isn't that usually faster when it comes to movement?
The 3-piece, that 3 setup on the left side is faster if you're not checking the chest inside.
Right. Because usually, unless there's a blocker in the frickin' way, I won't do the 3-piece. Because the 2-piece, you just go all the way around, you route your check on the way to Crab. But these levels are actually going to help Galvantula catch up to Leaf's level lead, because we're fighting Windia enemies at that. So, whoever can find frickin', whoever can find Dragonclaw first has a straight ticket to DK. Because they both have Flare. Kaylee just needs a few more levels to actually get access to White so she can actually not be resisted by DK. And by that point, we're basically good to go.
So let's be clear, I've called it wrong so far, and I'm probably going to end up calling it wrong again. I think only looking for Dragon Claw and being one from go, I'm not going to do this, the door, Hydra's door. I think I would normally just go all the way to the bottom of Lava Dome, and if I don't find anything, then I'll check right side, and then I'm out.
I mean, yeah, I would probably do the same too, because walking up to Hydra is just like 2 checks, and then behind Hydra, you don't know. Because, like, that's a good 30 seconds you gotta do, plus blockers if they decide to be annoying. Personally, I do the same thing you do, but after this, either I would probably just dump everything and just go to Bone Dungeon. Because Ice Pyramid, as big as it is, it could have a whole bunch of trash in it we don't need.
Yep, and Ice Pyramid also has a lot of narrow one-tile walkways where you tend to get forced into encounters a lot.
Ooh, that was a sky attack. We do not like to see those, especially with the flare that we're rocking. I don't know why Galvantula isn't making use of that arrow. Because that arrow will definitely wipe the floor with basically any Windia enemy single target. Because at this point, I would just make Ben my main damage while Kaylee just sweeps the floor with arrow. Just so that it doesn't get split up too much.
Yeah, Galvantula's problem right now is just the number of seeds that he's carrying up top.
Yeah, I'm not too confident unless, like, Galvant... Because as long as Galvantula has 1 seed and knows how to dupe, then if they have to dive Ice Pyramid, they could easily just dupe everything. And just take a little bit of time to do that. Heck, they could probably, once they get a high enough level, 15, 16? That, they'll be able to run away all the time, yeah?
I think, yeah, right now, with Excalibur equipped, and at level 13, probably even 14, maybe a little safer, Galvantula probably can run from these enemies. So that's what you need to be able to do to successfully do your seed duplication. You queue up a seed with Ben. It'll switch over to your partner, who has to be on manual for this to work. With your partner active, back out of the commands, just cancel all your commands and run. The game does not release the seed that it queued up for Ben, so it gets dumped back into your inventory as having an additional seed.
It is very handy when you're trying to go fast, because every time you have to dupe seeds, it takes what? 6, 8 seconds if you do it?
Galvantula completely going on a seed hunting mission right now.
Yeah, that's the problem. If you run out of seeds and you can't dupe, then you're kind of sunken. That's a red chest. That is a Night Sword. Kind of bad at this point, and I would honestly just think about exiting out right now, because that's just a bad pull. And heck, I would even just decide, go back to Firebird real quick, just grab my seeds for the game, and then just go straight to Bone Dungeon. I know I keep harping on about Bone Dungeon, but Bone Dungeon has had the thing where basically you are just speeding through that place and you don't know what the density is in there. But we are getting a look at Hydra's little home here. We got nothing so far. What's
All right,
behind
save.
the...
Oh, save first. Save first. Come on, save.
Please
Save.
save. Oh, wait.
Well, because you can save first here, scout the check, and then if you don't like
Oh,
it,
no. Oh, that's a red chest behind Hydra.
that is a red chest.
Doesn't have Dragon Claw, though.
So
I would.
Galvantula gonna make the
Ooh.
commitment.
Good job, Galvantula didn't cast Flare there. Hydra resists fire. But the thing is, we're on limited magic uses, but with how much magic Kaylee's packing, he should have more than enough, provided Hydra doesn't crit him out. But both players fighting Hydra right now. Does that Hydra have 6 pseudopods that I just noticed?
Well, it has a bone missile. I love seeing bone missile in my on my bosses.
Reminds me a lot about my SGL room where I just got bone missile all the freaking time on DK. It was funny. But we love to see bone missile because that is an extremely weak attack. Especially when you've got all the armor pieces.
Yeah, so the way damage is handled in this game, it's either fixed damage, and then adjustments for defense, or it's damage that scales on enemy HP. And so Bone Missile is one of those fixed damage attacks.
Thankfully. It looks like we're very tied here. I feel like our players have been going the same route, honestly. And that's just Aero right there. That's actually okay to grab at this point. But it looks like Leaf's going to Ice. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say that's gonna put Leaf about 1 second ahead, except they decided to bail out of Ice. They misstepped in Ice Pyramid, and so now we have Galvantula about a screen ahead.
By the way, we don't have Mirror for anyone. And to be honest, I want to go up the way Galvantula's going. Oh, wait a minute.
Unless this is a Dragon
chest.
Claw.
That's
Oh
going
my gosh.
The play.
Okay.
That was pure luck right there. Because honestly, I want to peek that until I got the 3F. So that is actually huge.
There's a good chance that Galvantula now in go mode is going to be about 5 minutes ahead. That's about how long it's going to take Leaf to climb all of Ice Pyramid and then come back down after scouting all the checks.
Yeah. Because, like, a normal scouting probably would have worked here. If I think about it.
The one thing, Leaf's advantage here is that Leaf has levels. Galvantula and fighting slowly their way up the pyramid, they're going to gain more levels. Galvantula is going to have to sit on the boat and hunt encounters safely. I mean, at a minimum, definitely level 16 on the boat, or maybe even 15 with a level 16 being gained up on the climb.
You still need that 18 for white though, unless you want to resist a king. Because even with auto Kaylee, you still need to build that up. But either way, we did get a good blocker spawn here at the door of ship, so that's an easy formation to actually just kill. Provided that gargoyle does not use sky attack, that is, because I remember seeing that one get rolled. But I think.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I don't like these Thanatos encounters. Mainly because of the Beholder right over there. You're gonna spend a turn. Yeah. Oh, this is not good.
That's reflected. This is why I prefer to Excalibur swing on those guys.
Yeah. So Beholders and Oozes, the black slimes, in the game have natural magic resistance. It's always on, and it's always with them even on Randomizer. So anything you cast at them will be reflected back at you, and if for whatever reason they were weak against it, and it gets reflected back on you. It gets reflected with the damage boost.
Yeah, that beholder sent us back just a little bit, but if I remember right, these sphinxes right here are weak to air, I believe. I believe it's air and they resist fire, but they're not weak to water.
So if you notice, Galvantula decided not to take the Thanatos encounter, the second one, the only forced encounter, and walk around the ship entry point.
Yeah, that's a smart way to do it. We also got ourselves a bit of mages here. I'm also curious why meteor's being used here, because I have not really seen a single arrow use out of Galvantula this whole time. And I feel like arrow would be very, very good about now to start using. And I wonder what's in that red chest on our way to Mac. Gaia armor? Okay. I guess the only thing we're missing is really just petrify resistance. Because we got
Um,
everything else dealt with.
no Eager
Sadly,
Shield. Do they have a life spell?
no. I have not seen life. So
Right.
lifeless is not bad, especially if you have auto Kaylee. But this is provided DK does not decide to throw the coin flips. Because he can get coin flips on balanced expert Randomizer.
Yeah. So basically, in reference to that, well, with Balanced Atomizer, Dark King can have any attack, including instant kill attacks, which are basically 50-50s for most of these runs. Should one of those instant death attacks land on Kaylee, our runners right now have no way of reviving their partners in battle. So that would probably end up being a reset.
And we've gone the full way here. Blockers and all. They're already level 18, so Kaylee's got freaking white on deck. I still think Galvantula, if Galvantula can get the level 17 here, then Refights will clear it out for 18 by the time we get up there. And finding white up there in Pyramid, sadly, and speak of the devil, we have life in Ice Pyramid. And we
Well,
finally get.
this is gonna make things interesting.
Yeah, because risk taking is definitely a thing in this kind of stuff.
Right. But if you look at the time right now, right, Galvantula is pretty much at Mac now, but still not at the levels that Leaf has. And Leaf is at 18, which means Kaylee has 28 and white. Galvantula may still be taking some battles, or not. We don't know yet.
There could
Uh,
be some ninjas in the Doom Castle to take. We don't know.
right? Leaf just has to go to Aquaria, hop on warp to ship, and basically just treat the game like they're in go, and that they have to go.
Buying Meteor as well for the Hydra refight. And we got a blocker for Doom Castle. It's actually going to help Galvantula here.
Did Leaf not scout the warp?
I don't think so. Leaf might have missed it. So this may be a problem for Leaf because Missy. It's important that you find that warp early on, and if you miss that warp, then you're stuck on a freaking crest hunt, which sucks,
I
even with
I
everything.
really feel like both our runners scouted it. I think Leaf is just remembering where, if you're anything like me and it's like, pen and paper don't exist in the world, you might not remember where that warp was until you search your mind for it.
Yeah, their retrain will grind losing sometime. But I think Galvantula will probably hit 18 if they can actually kill the Skullrus and Golem. Because if you try to exit out, you miss out on the experience.
Well, you'll still get the experience from the guards, and honestly, the guards are worth more than the boss themselves.
Yeah, but we could maybe see a Dragon Claw strat here or there for Skullrus. Yeah, it looks like Galvantula is getting a start on that right now. Honestly, when you're starting in a formation like this, you really just want to kill one of those Ninja Strain and already get losing a coin flip. Those ninjas are nasty.
Right, Flare. Flare, clear out the guards.
Yeah, they have Cure, so if they can survive a coin flip, or even just a hit from Skullrus without crit, they'll be okay. But they're going for the Petrify, missed a proc, still going for it. I would really heal right now. Oh, there it is.
And
Barely
he
clinching
gets
it
it.
out. You like to see these kinds of fights because it makes you really think on what you're supposed to do in what order. Now, next, we don't know what's on these dogs or Golem, but it looks like we're exiting Golem out here. Are these Cerberus actually weak to wind? Out of curiosity, and we also got paralyzed from Golem, sadly.
They're actually weak to fire, so they'll sit down with a flare cast.
Oh yeah, definitely. I would just flare them out at this point, let Kaylee sit with a body odor.
Yep. So all the status effects except for poison will clear after a fight is done. Oh, and blind. Blind will also stick around.
Yeah,
But,
we don't like
paralyzed, sleep, even death will go away.
Alright, Galvantula's coming up on that Hydra refight. Already 2 fights in, while Leaf's coming up right on Doom Castle. How bad is this Wyvern gonna have Quake? Is my question.
Well, I mean, the real question is, did Possum roll this seed?
No, I rolled it.
Any seed that Possum rolls will have a Quaking Wyvern. Wyvern with even a nerfed, but in the randomizer it's a little nerfed, just because of how things have been shaping up recently. Hydra the Wyvern refight. Wyvern has a magic stat that is higher than Dark King. When certain spells like Quake, for instance, and Thunder and other spells land on Wyvern, Wyvern just mops the floor with like 1,000 damage hit to both characters, and it's sad.
Yeah, and Wyvern going down for Galvantula here. But yeah, that Quake on Hydra is bad, because then you're having to rely on your partner, like in this case Kaylee, trying to outspeed and then not die, which is you're again coin flipping to hope to God that Hydra does not use Quake turn 1 3 times in a row.
Right, well, Galvantula made it to 18 after that Wyvern refight, so...
This is a jerk bird right here. We got ourselves some Flame Breath on deck. That Flame Breath does fixed damage. Even with resistance, you only take like 300 on Ben with Apollo Helm, or at least Moon Helm. But for Kaylee, she is very flammable, sadly. The question is, will Jerkbird actually let Galvantula through? Because Leaf is speeding right behind him. But that Flame Breath is just nasty. Honestly, I would consider Auto Kaylee here. But that outspeed actually gets Galvantula. He's probably going to take a wipe here. Meanwhile, looks like Leaf's doing okay over here on the Hydra fight. No problems there.
So I do agree that Kaylee on autopilot might have been better. Also some defense strats. Especially if you know Ben's gonna wipe, you may as well just use that defend to make sure Kaylee stays in the game since you're lifeless.
Yeah.
Also, we had the 5th turn coming up when Za does the Psych Shield. We probably could have gone with an... I believe Ben has Arrow. We could have gone with an Arrow cast instead of using a Seed on that turn, just so that we can continue to push damage.
Yeah, because every jerk bird is weak to wind, thankfully. Because Arrow will do around like 1400 something damage with Dragon Claw. While currently Flare's doing like 1800. They're both on the jerk bird right now. I'd say they're close right now, considering Galvantula took that wipe.
If we're talking in exact terms, I believe this is the turn where Leaf is going to pull ahead slightly.
Using that Arrow cast, actually, we were talking about, that's actually very good, doing 1300 before the shield goes up.
And going straight to phase 3, so this is going to mean that Za will only take about maybe a flare and a white cast at most before he goes down, so Leaf just needs to outlast Za at this point.
Yeah, and again, like that auto Kaylee is going to help a lot. And heck, if Kaylee runs out of casts, she can just cast, she can just cast Arrow too. Because she's got that in her spellbook.
Yeah, I like Leaf playing it safe there and going with the axe in the event that Kaylee outsped Za, because it did happen.
Another thing to know, Leaf is at level 20. So we're definitely seeing the level difference here in terms of damage output. It's looking like Galvantula is only a little bit behind here. One more turn on this white flare combo, it should kill Jerkbird. And Leaf is our first to DK. We are about to see the Great Equalizer in action, provided I did not roll a Potato King.
Being at level 20, Leaf not only does give Leaf more hit points, also gives him one more wizard charge on Ben. So Leaf will be able to cycle spells at a faster rate, as opposed to Galvantula, who's gonna have to seed every 4th turn.
Yeah, that's a pretty huge advantage, even if Leaf did get sidetracked just a wee bit, but that wipe surely did some work. But already on DK2 here, I haven't seen anything nasty yet, to be fair. And this DK is him for nothing.
DK asking Kaylee if she wants to build a snowman.
But we're already on DK3. And we got ourselves a Metroid up here.
The baby.
Yes, the baby. That actually slaps, because that was about 500 damage. But also throwing what? Was that punch? Because that only did like 90 damage.
You know, if our runners weren't speed gaming here, if we just asked them to not mash the button so fast, we'd have an easier time reading the text boxes.
Yeah, I'm even I'm having a hard time reading these as fast as I can. I mashed them pretty hard too. Oh wait, that's neck choke. We got neck choke for 300. But Auto Kaylee will definitely carry here. But I don't think this king is that tough. At least this end part.
King. We are on phase 4 now on Leaf's side.
Yeah, it's looking a lot like Leaf's game, because they not only have the damage lead, they also have more casts, so they're probably going to win this race from what it looks like.
What was that 800 damage hit from the Metroid just now on Galvantula's side?
That's time. That is time for Leaf. Our winner. Look, checking the race room. Looks like Leaf is our winner for his weekly seed. And Galvantula looking to finish up here. That paralyzed Kaylee, though, is kind of a problem. Because I didn't see Paralyze anywhere. Was he running like Parasnake or something on the side?
I didn't see any damage, so that might have been like some bad breath or something. Just one of those para only.
Yeah, and that's a nasty crit to get right there. Especially even when resisted. I think that was Strong Fire or Flame Breath. And that's time for Galvantula coming in second in our weekly seed for this race. I'm going to see if any of them want to come in for an interview. But I'm starting to wonder what seed I rolled, because honestly, I'm thinking the seed could have been somewhere on the low end of like 40 minutes. And I'm thinking about the routing and where the items are. What do you think, Atox?
I think we got to. Oh, okay. So if you skip Lava Dome, and you go straight to Ice Pyramid first, which honestly, it's 6 of one and half a dozen of the other. Both have huge amounts of checks.
Oh yeah. So it's a 50-50 right there.
It's a 50-50 right there. Most runners would take the path that Leaf took, right? Where you scout, you go to the top, you check behind Golem, you drop down to the 4th, exit, and then catch everything that you needed to get on the way on pass 2.
Yep.
If you take the Galvantula ploy and you go straight for the things that all of the book says do second and you do first, then it's just a matter of levels. Galvantula did run into a bunch of unfortunate fights on the ship, which took a little bit of time away. Also, not having seeds in that lava dome dive was kind of rough. So that definitely did not help with the timing there. If you god route this thing, you potentially could possibly be looking at a sub 40.
Yeah.
But I guess the only 2 people who are gonna do that are Galvantula and, well, not either of us. Because I'd probably still be looking for my Sky Coin right now. I might even clear mine before I clear Volcano.
It looks like we have Leaf and Mr. Galvantula in the waiting room right now. Do you want to pull them in?
That would require me to have the clicking privileges. Meanwhile, some of our other runners, Nutri coming in 3rd with a 48.31. And we are joined here in the booth by our 2 runners. GG's, fellas.
GG's, you two.
Thank you.
Really good seed, by the way. I liked what I saw.
I like that you guys were just basically holding hands the whole way through. We just watched you go from place to place almost together.
Everyone knows that this is a game about going with your companions.
It really is.
It is. I didn't expect Shruggers to go hand in hand.
So, I guess Galvantula and I decided we were each other's companion for this.
Yeah. I mean, we nearly finished the same time as well.
Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty funny because like y'all went just about the exact same path, except for a few minor divergences here and there. What I found interesting was Galvantula took a risk over an ice pyramid after you both cleared out Hydra. Um, he got the Dragon Claw first on 3F. That while you took the normal route of scouting everything, Leaf. Galvantula, why did you take that risk? I'm just curious because like not many people do that.
I'm also curious.
Yeah, I do not know what the scout is. I did not learn that beforehand, so it was just straight up go the route I did last time, and apparently it worked.
Yeah, it worked.
Well, that works.
Yeah,
Simple but effective.
Yeah, the normal route, if you look back at the stream later, is the route Leaf took, where you just go straight to 2F and start peeking all the chests and everything.
I definitely
So
need to look at that.
essentially, yeah, you take Ice Palace right, first floor, and you go right. You clear out the right side, and then you go up as if you're going toward Golem. If you go up and down and wiggle your way through the second floor path, you can actually see all the chests in second floor. And then when you go to third floor, when you go into the left side room, you scout the right side room where you found Dragonclaw.
If you ever
It was amazing.
I know you watch me fairly often, Galvantula, so I always do check route that you can do. So you can look back at any run I do to get a feel for how that route works.
Yeah, definitely have to do that then.
And you'll often hear me say, going on the second floor, go brown, brown, red, brown, and as I'm calling out the 6 checks you can see on that route. That way I can remember which ones are required.
Yeah. Then for the next scene.
That bird was a jerk going in those refights. That flame breath that you took, Galvantula, really did you something.
That is, especially with Ben just having no heals at all besides heal potions, it was just painful.
Yeah. Usually what we do in those situations, because you were lifeless while Leaf had life themselves. It's usually a good idea for Shruggers in chat and also Shruggers here to consider defending Kaylee if you're about to go down and play defensive. Because if your companion's the only one with life, then once they're down, then it's basically just DPS or lose at that point.
Yeah. He was even more jerk after he killed Kaylee and then just did Lullaby twice instead of just finishing the fight. Just to taunt me even more.
Yeah. But what did you two overall think about this scene? Starting with
Firebird region?
Definitely.
Neither of you went there. Because we have Bone Dungeon, which I was rooting for the whole time, but neither of you went to Bone Dungeon. It's funny.
Honestly, I was rooting for that as well. It's quick, and especially with Exit, you can just like check everything and then go. But nope, no Bone Dungeon.
Still a very jetty seat, though, I will say.
So Leaf or Galvantula, what made you guys go to the Windia region first, instead of going to Bone Dungeon with its fast clearable dungeon?
In my case, part of it was I was required to go down there for the seed regardless because we found the early Thunder Rock and Windia, and Mega Grenades for that matter. So part of it was just let's go move the boat now, so when we eventually need to take the boat, we can have it moved. And it just turned out that Ice Pyramid and Lava Dome are both quite dense dungeons, and Kaylee's white on being on level 28 meant that you kind of want to push the experience to get her combat going. Because Meteor's not good for Dark King. So in my case,
Yeah.
I want to push that corner for the experience on a lot of those one-tile routes.
I like the thinking. Galvantula, anything to add to that?
Not really. It was for most of the same reasons. Early Thunder Rock and Mega Grenades. So it was just to get that boat unstuck already. And yeah, at this point then it was just clearing from there. I didn't actually plan on leveling that much down there, but it worked out fine.
So Galvantula, you had roughly a 5-minute lead because you took the we'll call it the ice pyramid alternate path, and you went into ship. Any thoughts on the enemies in ship?
Well, I forgot in that one tile set that the guy reflected the spell. I hoped that the axe was going to kill it, but it didn't. So that cost a lot of time, but it was just reserve leveling, getting most of that stuff done on ship. Didn't work the way I wanted to, but hey, in the end.
Yeah. Another thing to consider that I think you should have done is use Arrow a bit more. Because Kaylee had that in her spellbook, and Arrow is very, very powerful in the Windia region, since all the enemies are weak to wind, mostly.
I did forget that. I tried to use it on like some sections with boats and such, but it just didn't kill. But Meteor also didn't kill, so it was the same. But I mean, for next seed, I do know Windia Arrow book is very, very good.
So what Ultima is saying is basically instead of using Arrow as a party wide hit, use it as a single target hit on the one enemy you don't want to deal with, and then that way when it's Ben's turn, Ben's flare spell isn't divided out amongst 3 people but 2 people, and then
Yep.
that has a chance to kill.
I used that strategy a couple of times. Arrow the gargoyle to then flare the Lamias. Just as one of the examples.
Ah. Well, that makes even more sense.
Yeah, we got to see that on stream on Leaf's side, and that actually worked out really well for Leaf. The other thing we would say is always have seeds. So like you guys had Fireberg access super early. Galvantula, you found 3 seeds from somebody, I can't remember who, it was just forced upon you. And that was the 3 seeds that you used for about 30 minutes of the run, and we were very proud of you. I don't know how you did it.
You
How
made
did-
it somehow. I was
How?
expecting to dupe somewhere with that Excalibur, but I didn't see it. You used all of them, made it through that, surprisingly enough.
I would actually know how to dupe the seeds, but I just had those 3 seeds and I was so hyper focused on getting stuff done that at the end I was like, oh yeah, you're out of seeds. You probably need to get some more.
Yeah, so there is definitely a seed duping tutorial that we went through during the run. But basically it's Q seed on Benjamin, switch over to partner, back out, cancel, run. And
Sounds
that
simple
will
enough.
drop an extra seed into your inventory.
Because the game system doesn't... I do not understand why the game system works that way.
I've got a very rudimentary explanation, and that's basically it's not a Final Fantasy if there's no item duplication bug.
You know, that's fair.
Fair.
Speaking of somebody
Totally fair.
Speaking of somebody who spent way too long in the Nintendo DS Final Fantasy III duplicating elixirs. So,
Yeah, it's all fun. Any final words before we give Final Fantasy Randomizer back their channel? Starting with Galvantula.
It was a great race. GG's to you, Leaf. beating me out by 1 minute took away me beating you in the normal weekly seed.
I mean,
Great seed and great race. Especially thank you all to the booth and to the free stream here.
I mean, you didn't have the same defensive tools I did, because I found both AoE Cure and Life for Ben. So sometimes having those safeties lets you play just a little bit more aggressively.
For sure.
But thank you, Hatox, Ultima, for the commentary, Amalatus for the tracking, and Ham for handling the restream. Looking forward to see what next week brings.
Yeah, well, are we going to be looking at week 4 seed tomorrow, Hot Talks?
As a matter of fact, there is a week 4 reveal stream tomorrow. Let's just quickly pull up that information. It is at chat. It is at the same time it was this past Sunday. So it looks like right now that would be
2 p.m.
hold
Eastern,
on.
isn't it?
Time
2
zone math.
p.m.
Yes. 2 p.m. Eastern.
Yep. We'll be showcasing that tomorrow if you want to watch and also learn some more things, because I don't know what the week 4 seed is. It'll be a surprise for me to see it. But this week 3 seed, the week 3 seeds have been good, including Overworld and Randomizer. So, but with that, I think it's time we give Final Fantasy Randomizer back their channel. But thank you for the Wild Ham for the restream, Hot Talks for being here with me in the booth tonight, Ameladus for tracking every single thing, because both of these players were going very fast. And thanks to the Final Fantasy Mystic Quest community for helping each other and also being very fun to be in. So if you want to join, you can go to ffmqrando.net and you can generate a seed there or join a Discord. But in the meantime, we're going to wrap up the stream here. So with that, I hope everybody has a good night, and we will see you tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern for our Week 4 seed.